this is more of a ramble. I'm just going to talk about Destiny 2. There's going to be a lot of pauses, a lot of and ums, because this is more for myself, this video, because Destiny 2 has been a game I've played for a very, very long time. And maybe not nearly as long as those who started with the first Destiny, but I have a lot to say. I think I have a lot to say, and maybe I don't. Again, this is a ramble. I'm going on as I talk, going on as I speak. There's no script. But I really don't know how to feel. I haven't known how to feel about Destiny after the what's the word? We finally, after 10 years, beat the big bad, the Witness, that was responsible for a lot of the overarching trials and tribulations in the story. But now that the Witness is gone, it's like I understand they're trying to go for a new saga. Like, we're done with the Light and Dark saga, starting with the Fate saga, getting more into the Nine, talking about the Nine a bit more, and, that's cool. I've always wanted to know more about the Nine. But this is one of the first expansions, or no, this is the first expansion that I have not bought. Not the expansion, not the deluxe edition, not anything. I've been playing Destiny 2 even without the expansion, just to, enjoy the general gunplay and the, just shoot shit. And, there's still some grinding to do. You can level up your power to even as a free-to-play player. But the Edge of Fate is probably the first expansion that I was just like, I passed on. And part of it stems from the fact that I was playing so many other games now. I play Monster Hunter. I play all three Monster Hunters that I have on my console. I spoke too fast. Monster Hunter. I've played all three of the games I have on my console: World, Rise, the new one, Wilds, and now there's Genshin Impact, which I've been enjoying that one as well. And there's Need for Speed, just kind of like that quiet moving on period where I was just like, I didn't feel any drive to play Destiny 2 until recently. I started playing it again, but I didn't really care for the expansion, which is weird to say that because I have heard that The Edge of Fate has a pretty decent story, or a pretty good story. So, and that's one of the main things I've always been into Destiny 2 was its story. So I'm not necessarily against getting Edge of Fate. I'm not going to take that off the table. But I think it just said a lot to me when it was the first expansion I did not get before it released. Because I think I was more just burned out at that point. I was genuinely thought I was done. That's the thing I want to talk about. Is a lot of people say they're going to be done with Destiny 2. A lot of people. The thing is, though, with Destiny 2, is that the gunplay is so fluid, at least for me, and a lot of people in the community agree. It's one of the most enjoyable versions of gunplay in the game, and when you can mix magical abilities with it, you can't really find identical representations of that synergy between the use of these magical space cosmic abilities and guns anywhere else. So I went back and played Destiny 2 recently, and it's like a big reminder of man, this is when I'm just playing it, just shooting stuff, and of course still grinding, leveling up the power level, because the power level's been reset with the start of the new saga. It's still enjoyable. I still love it. It's a great gameplay loop, and I'm just man, this is why it's fun. This is why I think people keep coming back, even if they think they're done. If 9 times out of 10, obviously that's just my speculation. I don't have any source for that kind of statistic, But I think that's what drives a lot of people who say they quit to come back anyway, no matter how much time passes, months, years, because the base gameplay loop is still fun. It's enjoyable. I think for me, when I started focusing on just playing the game how I wanted to play it without worrying about chasing the meta or getting stronger, getting better loot, I have a much more enjoyable time with the game than I do trying to lose my mind doing Grandmaster Nightfalls with two other people and dying over and over, returning to orbit, try it again, return to orbit, try again. I just kind of embrace that I'm not that Destiny 2 Destiny player, or I'm not that Destiny player anymore. I think the enjoyment I got out of playing, like doing raids, was not the raid itself, but playing with other people. So, but now that I have Monster Hunter, a game that I enjoy playing with other people, and it's like the game that I enjoy playing with other people now, I just play Destiny 2 just to, again, shoot shit. So, Destiny 2 holds a special place in my heart. I'm not sure if I said that already, but it does hold a special place in my heart. And because I started playing, like I said, I started playing back in 2018, and I remember being like so mesmerized with the game and like really because when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm not going to get into this game. This game isn't going to be for me. And then I was the one that kept playing out of all of my friends that first got me into it. I kept playing even though they were long done. Like 2 years into the game, they weren't playing anymore. I was still playing. So Destiny definitely struck a chord with me, something I never thought I'd quite get from a game. And it's one of the reasons that I don't see myself ever truly stopping with playing it, because it's just so enjoyable. I love the way it plays. I can't really get the same enjoyment out of any other game in my library that I get with Destiny. So, but as I said, the Edge of Fate was one of the expansions I didn't get because I think I was like, what are we going to do with this new saga? Where's it going to be? Is this even like worth my time? I've seen a lot of like talk about how it's not the best when it comes to grind with the new power level grinding, the other game mechanics of the game and the game, and like, but the story is what largely reels me in. So that's why I'm like, I'll probably end up getting it at some point just to experience the story. Now, one thing I don't like about Destiny 2, and it's like kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like on one hand, if you didn't do this, you'd have a massive ass game worth maybe 300, 400 fucking gigabytes. On the other hand, it's like a lot of locations, a lot of story that people can't experience anymore that I got to experience when I first played the game. So, and I'm referring to the content vaulting that Bungie did with Destiny 2 back when I can't remember which expansion. Beyond Light. It was Beyond Light. When Beyond Light dropped, that's when they started vaulting the old locations like Mercury, Io, Mars, Titan, and then new locations came. Then the Tangled Shore left about one or two expansions later. And which is crazy to me. It's crazy that Nessus is still there, but I think I get it because it's like the Vex world, like where all the Vex are. So, and it was still there to serve a story purpose. But I digress. I definitely miss those old locations, especially Io. Io was one of my favorite locations. But I just don't know if that's nostalgia speaking. But I don't think that really matters. I think it's a valid thing to be like, it's kind of dumb that you can't access that old content, but I think it's also important to be like, well, the game would have been huge if you had all of that content. In that same breath, I really think they could have cut back and just brought that back to locations and cut back on the. I don't know. I think it's a valid argument, but there's also like a valid argument against it. The former being the removal of content, people not being able to enjoy it, and the latter being game space and how big the game is. Like, you don't want to download a 400 gigabyte freaking game. Nobody wants that size of a game on their systems. So, when I think of Destiny 2 now, it's just a lot of nostalgia, a lot of like longing, which is weird. It's not necessarily weird. I mean, we have nostalgia about the things that we enjoy. Destiny 2, but Destiny 2, because it's been around for so long now, and I've played it for so many years, it's kind of like it's this weird sense of nostalgia. It's like, it's on my system, I can go back and play it, but the game that I first started playing isn't there anymore, like in reference to the content being vaulted. So, what else do I want to talk about? This is this might be a little bit speculative, but I'm just gonna throw it out there just because I play Genshin Impact. I have at least a somewhat sneaking suspicion that Destiny 2 is taking a few inspirations from Genshin. And what I mean with this, and I'm not saying it's a problem, it's just an observation I made. And it's an observation I'm making because I've seen that some people don't like the new armor system, the Armor 3.0. But this whole idea, like now, like the new armor pieces that you wear for the new that come from the new expansion, for every set of if you're wearing 2 pieces, you get a certain buff, and if you're wearing 4 pieces of the same set, you get another buff. So you'll get a buff with 2 pieces of the same set and a buff with 4 pieces of the same set. Genshin does the same thing with artifacts, I find that interesting. I think it's like, I'm wondering if it's Destiny 2 trying to branch out, if Bungie's trying to find ways to keep the game fresh by using similar concepts from other games. I just find it interesting, but but besides that, I don't really know. I love Destiny 2, or I love Destiny. I just say Destiny, and I don't think I'll ever truly stop playing it until the game like goes offline. And I don't know what that's going to look like. Who knows what they're going to do with it? I'm not naive to the idea that the game could just be shut down and removed entirely, which I don't think that's right at all. But I definitely think it's possible, but we'll see when it gets there. But right now, I'll probably just keep playing. I'll probably end up getting the expansion when I can, because the story I've heard is really good, but definitely graduated past the idea of buying the expansion before it comes out nowadays. I'm definitely past that now. So I think that's about it. Again, this video was more just for me, something for me to look back on, but if somebody does enjoy this video, or usually probably a Destiny player enjoys this video, but then cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it.